Alright, we are back with part 2. Literally 3 seconds average time. Will.
Okay, now it's his turn to deal. So he's going to deal these.
Now I get his chips because, well, not all of them, but just the
He
2.
wins these right here on the ground. These are his. And he's won a couple green ones and a couple white ones of what I put in. So I've lost a little bit of money and he's gained money. So that's just how it works. You lose a lot of money, but it's easy to gain it back if you know how to play the game.
Yeah. Say, we've literally only been playing this for 2 days.
And caught on fast. I beat both of my cousins today. And one of them accused me of cheating, and I clearly can't. It's hard to cheat on this game. Very hard, unless you
got, like, rigged, you know, sets, hands. You know?
Yeah, well, that's the only thing. Like, or if he's not looking, I take one of his things. But that, like, one chip's gonna make a difference on him losing.
Yeah.
When he can easily take the
whole
my stack away from me because I bet it all. So again, we're both gonna play a green chip, which in our game is 50. So there's $100 already in play that we can win.
Alright, so
I'll put it out here so you guys can see it.
Alright, you don't want to bluff if you have no good cards. You don't want to bluff, alright? You want to bluff if you already have a pair, alright? So when you go to exchange cards, now with the deck that's left over, you just don't get rid of your pair. Just get rid of 2 of the lowest cards you get, and just make the best of it. So you will don't bluff, right? It's like bluffing. You don't go like, oh, I got the best cards in the game. You can't beat me. I put all in, and then you really have no cards, and then they have like a royal flush or a straight or a king high.
So like he said, if you bluff, make sure you have at least one pair of high cards. Make sure they're high. Don't make them low.
Whoa.
But the thing is, the reason is for that is because if the person, because it's really easy to, if you pay attention, it's really easy to catch onto a bluff. If you look at their body language and when they're doing it, you can tell if they're nervous, they're going to be tense. If they're not nervous, they're just going to be sitting there like, I don't really care about this game. And what you can tell, if they're really not nervous, they're bluffing. But the thing is they're expecting you not to have anything. So you can always come back on them because when they're bluffing, normally they don't have anything. So make sure you have something prepared, especially if you're bluffing somebody else, because they might have something already, and you can also beat them because they could come back if they don't fold.
Now, by being prepared, we don't mean like going ahead of match and like rigging the.
No, we just pay attention to your cards. Make choices when you can swap your cards out of the deck. So again, here's my card. Here's my cards right here. As you can see clearly, I have crap except my ace. I'm going to show you his cards in a minute.
Yeah, I have crappy cards too, except for my ace. Now this is a risky move. I'm going to keep those 2 cards, and I'm just going to get rid of those cards. What the hell is that?
Which you couldn't even see them because you don't show them in the camera.
Right there. Keep those 2 cards right there, the ace and the 7. Keep the 3, 8.
Now my risky move is I'm probably going to trade all 5 of these cards in for some new cards.
You don't ever want to do that.
Don't do it. But I'm doing it just to see what happens. But if you're really tight on money, especially you're tight on chips, I don't recommend it.
Now, ace is the lowest card in the game, except when you're doing a royal flush. It's like high.
Yeah. So don't think of some games where aces are like war, and war in some case. Ace is a high card. Nothing beats an ace except a joker and war. But in this game, everything beats an ace.
Yeah.
Until you get to a royal.
Nothing beats an ace.
That's what I mean.
Alright, that's your factor joker.
Alright, so hold on. I have to fix my chips real quick because I've done table.
Now, as you see, I got rid of an 8 and got back an 8. So that was just horrible. So I
have my chips in a messy pile over here, which is not a smart idea because you get them mixed up. But in this case, since we're kind of short on time, I want to keep the video short. We're just going to keep going. So here's my new set of cards. I do have a few, but I don't have any matches again. So This is a pretty good card. The king, it's always good. And the queen is. The 10 is okay and the rest are crappy. So we'll go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bet him 100.
I'm going to raise you.
Okay.
So you see me?
I'll meet you at 100.
Okay. Now, since I have crappy cards, I would usually fold at this time. And so would probably he. But
I like to bluff a lot of times.
Yeah,
depending on who I'm playing with. If I, like with him, for instance, I always bluff with him. He knows when it's coming. So I wouldn't recommend it if you play with that person a lot. But if you play with a stranger or somebody, it don't have to be a stranger, but somebody you don't play poker with a lot, that's a good person to bluff with because they don't know your body language. Like, I know his body language. I can sit here and stare at him, and I can tell if he's going to bluff or not. So, and especially if they go all in, there's kind of something wrong with that. So you might want to fold, and you might not. You just got to take
unless you have, like, a straight or a flush or a...
Yeah, if you have good cards, I would not, because you might have a chance. So I'd put all in with him, but just think.
For me, I would not put all in. Like, if I had a royal flush, I would probably put 75% in, but if I had, like, the best hand in the game, like a, don't know, but I would put all in. I would at least keep some green and some blue, because, like, some of each, color, because if you just lose, then...
There's been cases where I've had 2 kings and 2 queens. By chance, you're gonna win, and depending on what they have. And I've had an ace at one time. 2 kings, 2 queens, and an ace, and that's a pretty good hand. You'll probably win.
That game, I'm not sure if it was against you, but I had a 3 queens and 2 kings.
Yep.
And then
yeah, and he beat me because I had crappy cards. All right, let's keep going. So I called you. I met you.
You met me, okay. So then at this point, you would
we show our cards. Which neither of us have any matches. So you work at your highest cards.
Which he has the highest cards.
Which I will win.
He's winning.
Because I have these cards. Automatically, if you don't have a king and he has no matches, I'm automatically the winner because it's the highest card in the game.
Alright, so I said this video is going to be about 7 to 8 minutes long. So we're stopping right here.
But you go until everybody's out of chips, but that's going to take... for hours. We played an hour and still haven't ran out of chips before, so it's just depending on who you're playing with. If you play with an amateur, you'll run out of chips very fast because they don't know the tricks and they'll bet all their money. Like, for instance, when we first started to play, we played Texas Hold'em with our grandpa. Dylan over here, I told him to bet it all just to see what happened, so he put it all in. He thought I was going to do it, and I didn't even, I folded and he lost everything.
Yeah, because
the first 5 minutes of the game.
Because, I still owe my grandpa a, $50, so.
We both do.
Yeah. So, and that was my first time playing, poker, even Texas Hold'em. Well, that was my second time playing Texas Hold'em, but my first, like, time in a couple of years replaying, so I lost the ropes of it, and
But there's many videos out there on YouTube, like ours. So just make sure you subscribe at Spazmaster XX or
and right here on my finger is my iPod hack channel. It shows you how to get free music on iTunes and blah 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 and iPod crap. And there will be video gaming and stuff. And over here is my channel right now, Spazmaster, but really I haven't been getting to that channel because I do not know the password. So
at this right here, my channel WASHRY17. Subscribe. Like you said in the beginning, I do not have very many videos. I just don't get on there very much, and sometimes, like I said, I forget the password to it. So just make sure you subscribe to both of us, and we'll have more videos posted on games here shortly.
And make sure to check out this guy's website too. What's it called?
Card Tricks 101. I can't remember. I'll get back to you on the. I'll post another video for it, but I'll just have to find it out. If you type in Card Tricks, it should bring it up on your Google search. It'll be one of them. It's from it's one of the free website makers. I can't think of the name. It's Eula something at the end. So if you find one like that, but I'll get back to you with the website. Thank you.